All right, welcome to my worm farm. Just about time for harvest. Been working a lot on the road. Probably gonna have to leave for another 2 weeks, so I figured I'd go ahead and get me in the harvest. Here goes the worm harvest. It's actually my first time, so we're gonna see how this goes. Went and bought this strainer from Walmart. And the first lesson of the day is don't forget to wear gloves because there might be scorpions in the worm bins. Man, that was close. Man, I don't know if I want to put my hands in there anymore. Ooh-wee. Go get some gloves. This time, got some gloves on. It's hard to separate them out of this soil, and it's kind of wet too. Whenever I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos about worm farms, people kept having questions about how do you separate your worms from your castings at harvest time. Well, this is my first harvest, but so far this is kind of my theory and pretty much what I'm going with. So right before harvest, say like 3 weeks, you need to kind of lighten up on your water. You see, all of this is what I skimmed off the top, all my castings, and there was no worms in it the entire time. The worms is down here in the wetter soil. So what I did is I just skim off the topsoil, and I just keep skimming down until I can see the worms. Once I see the worms, I know that the worms are from here on down. So I take all of the soil that I can until I get to the worms and push it over here in the corner. And then I filter through this because it has no worms in it, so you don't really have to worry about damaging the worms. Alright, now I'm going to take all of these worms and some of the castings and put them in this bucket here. All right, got all the worms out. Got them in this bucket here. I know this is a bunch of good castings, but I just really don't want to filter out all those worms. So my idea is I'm going to put more Zupu down, wet it down, and then I'm thinking about putting some vegetables out of the garden, putting a line of vegetables. Then on top of the vegetables, put this stuff here that didn't filter out on top of the vegetables, and then on top of that put these worms. And my theory is what I'm thinking is that these worms here is going to go down through this down to the vegetables, eat that. Also the base layer is Zupu, go down into that, kind of like how they're doing right now. And once they do that, the top of this will be the top layer, and it'll be dry, and I'll be able to get it, filter it out just like I did with this. It's kind of my theory of not having to strain your worms. So I don't know, it's my first harvest. Figured I'd give it a shot and let you guys see how it goes. So the design I have is, I got these containers at Walmart for like 20 bucks, $19. I cut a hole in the center. I took some chicken wire and a potato sack to make this filter and stick a brick on it. Have it on a tire rack with a tire underneath it, and then a drip pan. I thought I'd have a lot more worm juice than this, but I don't know. I don't know if I wasn't watering properly or what the deal was. I was able to get a little bit of worm juice tea off of this one. Alright, I got a base layer here of Zupu. I'm gonna take and water it down some. Mix it all up. Alright, this is my dry amendments I got mixed up. This here's some water from the fish tank. Go ahead and get a big scoop. Mix it all up. Go ahead and give it one more scoop for the fish water. And go ahead and stir it up. Alright, so here's my plan. Now that I got the base layer down, it's wet. It's good for the worms. I'm now going to put down all this stuff that didn't filter through. I'm going to put it down on the base like a filter. Then I'm going to put the worms in this casting on top. Alright, now I got my second layer down, which was everything that was left over that was not able to be filtered through. This is top layer, which is the worms. My idea is to leave this right here, put a marker. Once these worms go down, then I'll take this off and it'll be just like this, and I won't have to filter my worms through. So this is what it should look like at the end, and this is my finished product. This is what I was able to come up with.